It all started on a Tuesday night in suburban Ohio, when Dave, the carb counter Miller, realized his life was spiraling out of control. Dave was a 42-year-old accountant with a receding hairline, a closet full of Hawaiian shirts, and a type 2 diabetes diagnosis that hit him harder than the time he tried to moonwalk at his cousin's wedding. His doctor had given him the usual spiel. Watch your sugar, Dave. Eat better. Stop treating Twinkies like a food group. But Dave wasn't ready to surrender his evening snack ritual. No, sir. That was sacred ground. Tonight, though, was different. His wife, Linda, had staged an intervention. She stood in their kitchen, arms crossed, holding a bag of kale chips like it was a loaded weapon. "Dave," she said, her voice dripping with the kind of patience you only get after 15 years of marriage. "Your blood sugar's higher than our mortgage rate. We're doing this my way now." Dave stared at the kale chips. They looked like something you'd feed a vegan lizard. "Linda, I'd rather wrestle a bear in a candy store than eat that." "Too bad," she shot back. "I've got a list. Top 10 evening snacks for diabetics to enjoy. Straight from the internet. Lower your blood sugar, save your life, blah, blah, blah. You're trying them all." Dave groaned. "What's next? You gonna make me jog to the mailbox?" Linda smirked. "Don't tempt me." And so began Dave's reluctant odyssey through the wild, wacky world of diabetic-friendly snacks. Little did he know this list would turn his quiet evenings into a comedy of errors, involving his nosy neighbor, a rogue raccoon, and a jar of almond butter that would haunt his dreams. The first snack on Linda's list was a tablespoon of almond butter. Simple, right? Dave figured he could handle it. He'd seen almonds before. They were those fancy nuts his sister-in-law brought to Thanksgiving that nobody touched because they weren't covered in chocolate. How bad could it be? He scooped a dollop of almond butter onto a spoon and stared at it. It looked like beige glue. "Here goes nothing," he muttered, shoving it into his mouth. The taste hit him like a betrayal. Nutty, sure, but also weirdly sticky, like peanut butter's snooty cousin who went to private school. He tried to swallow, but it clung to his throat like a bad decision. That's when the doorbell rang. It was Gary, the neighbor who owned 6 lawnmowers and talked about them like they were his children. "Hey, Dave, saw your lights on. You got any beer?" Dave, still wrestling the almond butter blob, tried to answer. "Nuh-uh," he mumbled, sounding like a walrus with a head cold. Gary squinted. "You okay, man? You look like you're choking on regret." "I'm fine," Dave croaked, finally swallowing. "Just eating healthy. Almond butter for my blood sugar." Gary grinned. "Oh, Linda's got you on a leash now, huh? Good luck with that." He wandered off, leaving Dave to contemplate his life choices. Later, Dave checked his blood sugar. Miraculously, it was down a few points. "Well, I'll be darned," he said. "Maybe Linda's on to something." But the almond butter had left a greasy smear on his favorite Hawaiian shirt, and he swore he could still feel it judging him from the jar. Next up was plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Dave wasn't thrilled. Yogurt sounded like something you ate when you lost a bet. But Linda was relentless, plopping a bowl in front of him with a tiny dusting of cinnamon that looked like it sneezed on the white wheat. "Smells like a hippie's armpit," Dave grumbled, dipping his spoon in. The first bite was okay. Tangy, creamy, not terrible. The cinnamon gave it a little pizzazz, like a Spice Rack's attempt at an apology. He was halfway through when Linda walked in, triumphant. "See? Not so bad, right?" she said. Dave shrugged. "It's fine. Kinda like eating a cloud with attitude." That's when chaos struck. Their cat, Muffin, leapt onto the counter, knocked the bowl over, and sent yogurt splattering across the kitchen. Dave yelped, slipping in the mess and landing butt first on the floor. Linda doubled over laughing as Muffin licked cinnamon off her paws like a tiny Greek goddess. "Lowering my blood sugar, pressure, huh? Dave wheezed, covered in yogurt. More like raising my blood pressure. Linda handed him a towel. At least you're still alive to complain about it. Dave had to admit, the yogurt wasn't awful, and his glucose monitor agreed, another small win. But he made a mental note to ban muffin from snack time. Snack number 3 was half an avocado on whole grain toast. Dave had seen avocado toast on Instagram, usually posted by millennials with too much time and not enough mortgage payments. This is hipster food, he protested. I'm not trendy enough for this. Linda sliced the avocado with surgical precision. It's good for you. Lowers blood sugar. Eat it. Dave took a bite. It was green, creamy, kind of like butter that grew on a tree. Not bad, he admitted, but I feel like I should be wearing skinny jeans and drinking oat milk. That's when the raccoon showed up. Dave had left the back door open, and a chubby bandit waddled in, drawn by the scent of avocado. It climbed onto the counter, grabbed the other half of the avocado, and stared at Dave like it was daring him to fight. "Linda!" Dave hollered. "We've got a thief!" Linda rushed in, armed with a broom. "Shoo, you little trash panda!" The raccoon hissed, avocado smeared across its face, then bolted out the door. Dave couldn't stop laughing. Guess it's diabetic, too. The toast worked. His blood sugar stayed steady, but Dave added raccoon-proof the kitchen to his to-do list. Over the next week, Dave powered through the rest of the list, each snack bringing its own flavor of absurdity. Chia seed pudding. Dave mixed chia seeds with almond milk, only to wake up to a gelatinous blob that looked like frog spawn. "This is alien food!" he cried. Linda called it rustic. He ate it anyway, slightly slimy, but his blood sugar thanked him. Celery with peanut butter, a classic, until Gary popped by again and bet Dave he couldn't eat it without making a face. Dave lost the bet and $5, but his glucose stayed low. Hard-boiled eggs, simple, until Dave dropped one on the floor and Muffin batted it around like a soccer ball. Excellent workout, Linda quipped. Berries with whipped cottage cheese. Dave liked the berries, but gagged at the cottage cheese. It's like eating wet drywall. Still, it worked. Roasted chickpeas, crunchy and spicy, but Dave ate too many and spent the night regretting his life choices. Blood sugar? Fine. Dignity? Not so much. Cucumber slices with hummus? Refreshing, until Dave got hummus in his mustache and spent 20 minutes trying to scrub it out. "I'm a snack myself now," he muttered. Dark chocolate, 85% cocoa, the grand finale. Dave expected a treat, but it tasted like bitter dirt. "This is chocolate's evil twin," he whined. Linda just smiled. "You're welcome." By the end, Dave's blood sugar was the best it had been in years. He'd survived almond butter ambushes, yogurt avalanches, and a raccoon heist. At his next checkup, his doctor was floored. "Dave, what's your secret?" Dave grinned. "A crazy wife, a snack list, and a raccoon with good taste." Dave never fully embraced kale chips, but he kept the top 10 in rotation. Linda framed the list, calling it the Snackpocalypse Survival Guide. And somewhere in Ohio, a raccoon dreamed of avocado toast, plotting its next raid.